Part 2, Over the Ocean Breeze, Whisper of a Fledgling Melody. The epilogue was only the beginning, I realized when Lucas turned to me after parking the car at the very edge of the Pacific Ocean. The salty wind immediately began tangling my hair, trying to sweep away all unnecessary thoughts like sand from the surf. Pixel seemed to be the only one who saw the trip as an opportunity for another nap. We stood on the shore, and powerful waves crashed against the rocks, as if trying to reach something eternal. The air was saturated with the scent of salt and freedom. Lucas handed me his glass of coffee, which, of course, had sugar. "Try this," he said, his curls dancing in the wind. "Sometimes something sweet is just right." I took a sip. It was sweet, but there was a note in it that was unfamiliar to me now, like a long-forgotten melody. And it was good. I looked at the horizon, where the sky met the water in an endless embrace, and felt something release inside me. Not just sadness for Dan, but a general weariness from pretending. And, for the first time in a long time, I felt not just peace, but anticipation. "Do you know why I gave up architecture?" he asked, sitting down on a large, wave-worn stone. I shook my head, hugging myself. It was cold, but it was a pleasant cold, invigorating. I loved drawing, creating forms. But I always felt like I was building something for someone else, not for myself. Too many rules, too many compromises. And then I picked up the guitar and realized that this is it, the rules here are yours alone. And inspiration. I felt whole. I listened to him, and there was such sincerity in his words, such a thirst for something real, that I couldn't help but compare it to my coffee without sugar. I, too, tried to live by the rules imposed on me, forgetting my own melodies. His eyes reflected not only the ocean blue, but also something that had long lain dormant within me, hope. Pixel finally woke up, climbed out of the carrier, and, stretching, set off to explore the rocky beach with its view of a true conqueror. His little red tail loomed between the boulders. Lucas laughed. "He seems to have more inspiration than both of us combined." We spent the whole day there. We built towers of flat stones that were immediately swept away by the waves, shared stories, and laughed at the fact that Julia would probably have fired me by now for not being in tune with nature enough. I told him about my writing, how I dreamed of writing something more than descriptions for sleep apps. He listened without interrupting, his tea-colored eyes studying me intently. It was then, amid the sound of the surf and Lucas's gentle gaze, that I felt something fragile yet incredibly warm begin to blossom in my chest. It wasn't a violent passion, but a quiet, tender realization: here he is, the person with whom I feel calm, at ease, and, most importantly, truly. That evening, when the sun finally peeked out from behind the clouds, painting the sky incredible shades of pink and gold, we sat huddled together. His hand in mine felt so natural, so right. Pixel slept in Lucas's lap, purring so loudly I could almost hear his gratitude. "You know," Lucas whispered, "sometimes to find your own melody, you just have to stop looking for someone else's." I nodded. There was such truth in his words that it resonated deep within me. I thought of Dan, of his space, and realized that he, without even realizing it, had given me the most precious thing, the opportunity to find my own space. A space where I could simply be Maya, with her love of wet wood, cinnamon, and coffee without sugar, but now not alone. On the way home, it started to rain. But it wasn't the gray, dreary Seattle rain that winked at me in solitude. This was rain that pounded the roof of the car, beating out the rhythm of our leisurely but so important conversation. Lucas put on some soft jazz music, and we drove, listening to Pixel snore in the back seat. I looked out the window at the blurry city lights and felt like I'd finally taken off the old, uncomfortable shoes I'd been wearing for years and put on something light and comfortable. The irony was that Dan was looking for space, and I found it. Space filled with quiet happiness, anticipation, and a reliable person by my side. The next morning, at the Brew and Bloom Cafe, I ordered a cappuccino. "With sugar?" Lucas asked, his eyes twinkling mischievously. I smiled. "No. As usual. But now I know it's my choice." He placed a cup in front of me, and next to it, on a saucer, lay a small, neatly folded piece of paper. Unfolding it, I saw a staff and a few handwritten notes. Underneath was written, "Your melody. Just the beginning." And this wasn't just the beginning of a melody. It was the beginning of something much greater, something we would create together, note by note, laughter by laughter, coffee by coffee. With Lucas by my side, I knew this new stage of my life would be full of wonderful expectations and that I would no longer have to cope alone. I, Maya, no longer drink coffee alone, and it was perhaps the sweetest taste of all.